There's a comforting lie you tell yourself about money. It's the idea that the cash you've carefully tucked away in a savings account is safe, that it's secure. But what if that feeling of safety is actually the most dangerous illusion of all? We're about to pull back the curtain on the savings account trap. Think about it. You do everything you're told you're supposed to do. You work hard, you save your money, you're responsible. So why is there this nagging feeling in the back of your mind that you're just not getting ahead? That you're running faster and faster just to stay in the same place? I'm here to tell you that feeling, it's not in your head. It's very, very real. And the reason why is a two-part trap. See, there's an economic game being played on a massive scale with rules you were probably never taught. And even worse, there's a set of glitches, predictable bugs, hardwired into your own brain that make you the perfect player to lose that game.
So first, let's shatter the biggest myth. Let's talk about the illusion of safety. Okay, let's start with a hard number, $5,300. Now, according to the research, this is the median savings account balance for American families. Look at that number. It feels real, doesn't it? It feels tangible, solid, secure. It feels safe. But here is the cold, hard mathematical reality. Let's say you have $100,000 saved. The average savings account might pay you about $100 a year in interest. But just to keep pace with the rising cost of everything, just to make sure your money can buy the same amount of stuff next year as it does today, you'd actually need to earn over $1,200. That isn't a gap. That's a chasm. It's a wealth-destroying black hole that you are actively pouring your money into. So what's creating this chasm? Well, it all starts with the first piece of the puzzle, the macroeconomic game, the big picture.
We all hear the word inflation, and we think, oh, that just means prices go up. But that is the sanitized, harmless definition. Here's what it really is. It's the silent, invisible force that systematically drains the real-world buying power from every single dollar you have saved. It's a thief that visits you every single night and takes a little bit of your future. And you need to understand, this isn't some accident of nature. It's a direct result of policy. After the 2008 financial crisis, the world's central banks changed the rules of the game. They entered a totally new era, pushing interest rates down to basically zero and flooding the financial system with newly created money. This completely changed the dynamic. It made traditional saving a mathematically losing strategy by design. And if you want to see what that looks like, here it is. This graph shows the M2 money supply. That's basically all the dollars out there in the economy. It didn't just go up, it exploded. From $7.5 trillion in 2008 to nearly $20 trillion by 2021. The total number of dollars in existence more than doubled. So just think about that for a second. If you double the supply of something, what happens to the value of each individual piece? It goes down. Every dollar you saved became less special, less rare, and less valuable. Now, the big question is, who actually benefits from all this new money flooding the system? Well, the truth is, even the experts can't agree. On one hand, you have the Cantillon effect theory, which argues that new money enters the economy through the top, through the banks and the wealthy. This inflates the price of the assets they own, like stocks and real estate, making the rich richer and widening the wealth gap. But on the other hand, a 2021 study from the National Bureau of Economic Research looked at decades of data and found something surprising. They concluded that falling interest rates and inflation actually, contrary to what you'd expect, slightly reduced wealth inequality. The point isn't to pick a side. The point is to see that the system is complex and its effects are hotly debated. So that's the external game. That's the world you're operating in. But honestly, it's only half the story, because now we have to turn inward. We have to talk about the saboteur inside your own head. We have to talk about your brain's financial glitches. The biggest glitch, the one that powers this whole trap, is something called the money illusion. It's a powerful cognitive bias where our brains get fixated on the nominal value of our money, the number we see on the screen, instead of its real purchasing power, which is what actually matters. It's what that money can actually buy you. Your brain sees this, $5,300. That number, it's stable. It doesn't go down unless you spend it. It's predictable. It feels safe. But what your brain is not wired to see, what it doesn't immediately process, is this reality. While that number on the screen stays the same, its actual power, its ability to buy you groceries, gas, a house, a vacation, is silently shrinking, day after day, week after week. The number is an illusion. The shrinking power is the reality. So why do we cling to this shrinking pile of cash? What keeps us paralyzed? Well, It's another powerful glitch called loss aversion. Decades of groundbreaking research have shown us that, as humans, we feel the sting of a loss about twice as intensely as we feel the pleasure of an equivalent gain. Losing $100 hurts twice as much as gaining $100 feels good. And that deep, primal fear of loss, it paralyzes us. It makes the safe option of doing nothing feel better, even when doing nothing is a guaranteed loss. This is why our brains are programmed to fear the wrong thing. We are terrified of what I call loud risk, a stock market crash, a dramatic headline. It's vivid, it's scary, and it triggers an immediate fight or flight fear response. But we completely ignore the quiet risk, inflation, a slow, boring, almost invisible process that is absolutely guaranteed to erode our wealth over time. Your brain is a smoke detector that screams at the sight of a fire, but it's completely deaf to the slow, silent leak of carbon monoxide that's filling the room. So if the economic system is rigged against savers, and our own brains are working against us, how in the world do you escape this trap? It requires a fundamental shift in your identity. It requires what I call the saver to investor leap. This right here, this is the entire mental shift you need to make. The saver mentality is all about security. Its focuses on avoiding risk at all costs. It's like taking your seeds for the future and storing them in a sealed jar to protect them. But the investor mentality is all about growth. It understands that true security comes from growth. It embraces smart, calculated risk. It takes those seeds and plants them in fertile ground so they can grow into something much, much larger. And making that leap isn't magic. It's a deliberate process of rewiring your brain. Step 1. You must redefine risk. The biggest long-term risk to your future is not market volatility, it's the certainty of inflation. Step 2. Adopt a growth mindset. Start framing challenges and even failures not as disasters but as data points for learning. And step 3, this one's huge. You have to identify and rewrite your subconscious money scripts. Those stories you've been telling yourself about money your whole life, probably since childhood. Beliefs like money is evil or rich people are greedy. You have to challenge those beliefs head on if you ever want to escape the trap.
Okay, so we've talked about the mindset. Now, how do we turn this theory into actual practice? Let's move from reprogramming your mind to actively building real wealth. The amazing thing is, we can actually use our brain's own programming, its laziness and its love of defaults, to our advantage. We can use what are called behavioral nudges. Things like automatic enrollment in an investment plan, which makes investing the default option, or the save more tomorrow concept, where you commit future pay raises to your investments so you never even feel the loss. And most importantly, automating your transfers. Take the painful decision out of the equation each month. You bypass your emotional, fearful brain and let the system do the work for you.
This quote from financial writer Morgan Housel perfectly captures the psychological trap we all live in. When we look backwards, every single market crash in history now looks like a massive, can't-miss buying opportunity. But when we look into the future, every potential crash looks like a terrifying, world-ending risk. Understanding this bias is the key to not letting it control your decisions.
So ultimately, it all comes down to this one simple but profound question. I want you to look at your financial life with brutal honesty and ask yourself, is your current strategy designed to protect a number on a screen, or is it designed to actually grow your future self's freedom and purchasing power? Because in the end, the choice really is yours. You can remain a passive participant, a victim of an economic system and your own mental programming that is designed to drain your wealth. Or you can decide to become the architect of your own financial reality. The first step, the most important step, is simply understanding the rules of the game you're playing.